What's the easiest way to elevate your portraiture, and why should it cost you as little as £10? We're going to find out today. Say hi to Mars here. She's come all the way from Australia, a completely different hemisphere to the one we're in at the moment, and she is joining us for this shoot today. How are you, Mars? Don't say anything else. We haven't paid her to say any more words. A lot of photographers will ask themselves the question, how can I take better portraits? Is it the gear? Do I need more expensive gear? Well, on this channel here today, we're going to showcase to you some simple techniques about how you can add a secondary light to your one light portraits to elevate your portrait game slightly. We're shooting everything today on a Canon EOS R6 with a 24-105 f4 lens. It's my favourite lens. As I've said, I've got all the receipts for the last year. Once a week, I've said that this is my favourite lens. No big international brands need to pay me to say that. I'm just saying it because I genuinely believe it, and we like authenticity, don't we, Mars? Absolutely, that's her second word. That's it, that's definitely it now, no more words. We're going to shoot today a very, very simple one light setup. So I'll set up my transmitter, my EL Skyport on top of my camera to talk to my Elinchrom 3 up here, a completely wireless flash unit that you can charge using a USB-C charger. We put the Octabox on top here, and we're looking to take a single light portrait against this green backdrop with a nice purple dress, but we're going to be focusing on Mars's tattoo. Show us the tattoo we're going to focus on today. There it is. What's that of?
It's a cat wearing a Native American headdress.
Would you like to come and have a look at the cat wearing the headdress here? There it is, beautiful design. How long have you had that?
11 years now.
It's an 11-year-old tattoo. I've got children that are younger than your tattoo. It's amazing. I don't have any tattoos, and there's 4 people in this building at the moment. I'm the only person who's tattoo-less. You will not see me getting any tattoos from Magaluf in 2001. We're going to be taking a very, very simple setup here where we've got just the one light coming in. As I always say, the simplest lighting setup to begin with is to bring your light away from the front of our model here. So if we bring the camera around here, you'll see that if the light's in front of our model here, the tripod's in the way, the softbox is in the way, it makes it very, very difficult to shoot through here without getting things in the way in a clustered portrait. So I always bring my light 45 degrees round here. I bring my light up by 45 degrees above the subject, and then I angle the light down 45 degrees down towards the subject. The subject in this case is Mars, and being a professional photographer and also a human being, I'm going to refer to her by her name from now on. Is that okay with you, Mars? Lovely. We'll see in here as well, this is a really, really interesting feature here of the Elinchrom lights. At the moment, the modelling lamp, which is the lamp inside the light itself, which is an LED light, is off. I'm just going to switch it now to on, so now we can see that modelling lamp is on. That modelling lamp is not going to give us any exposure on the settings that we're using. So the settings we're using, ISO 100, f8, 160th of a second, and the ambient light in this room will give us no exposure at all. And I'm just going to prove that by taking a photograph of Mars here with no flash on at all and the modelling lamp on, and we'll see there it's come up completely pitch black. It means that all of the light in this room is being controlled exclusively by the flash coming out of this unit here. With that in mind, we can now use the modelling light to shape the light across the face and imagine what that flashlight will look like, so we know that we're in the right place. If we draw a line here from the middle of the back of the light all the way through the middle of the softbox, it's a line that's just landing just above Mars's sort of eye line here, and that's where we want the light to be. We want it to look natural, and the reason why it looks natural is because in the environment, the sun is always above the horizon. It's always above that perspective there. It always rises above our heads, and it can't possibly light us from below because at the end of the day, it goes down beneath the horizon. So naturally, we look at this style of lighting as a pleasing light source within our subconscious. That's why we're always lighting from above. This light coming down here, now 45-45, we're going to place it on the right-hand side here where Mars's tattoo is. Show us the tattoo again, and we're going to bring the hand up and over the head here, and a little posing technique that we're going to do here. We're going to take this picture first just to check the exposure. I'm going to come back to the posing in just a moment. Stay with me for that. But looking straight towards me, nice and simple there. 3, 2, 1, go. And just with that shot there, very simply exposed, got a tattoo in shot there, and everything we can see from the histogram on the side is coming through. We've got sort of even exposure within the middle there. Simple posing technique we're going to use on this hand. The way the hand was placed first, we'll just bring it up in the way that it was. We're just going to get Mars just to turn the hand so that the back of the hand is on top of the head there. Perfect. And bring the hand a little bit further across. Now we've got a much keener shape, and we can see a lovely descent of fingers just coming down to the side there. You're going to lean the head in very slightly towards the tattoo, and you're just going to close your eyes on this one for me. Perfect. This posing with closing the eyes is just going to add a slight air of mystery to the portrait. 3, 2, 1, go. We're going to get to see those fingers in the portrait, and now I've got a pose that's got a little bit of asymmetry, a little bit of mystery to it. You can bring your hand down now, get some blood going in that hand again there for me. But we can also see with this single light portrait and this single light setup, which is a lighting setup that I absolutely love. I love single light portraiture. It means there's less things that can go wrong. But what we'll find is that we've got sort of darker shades on the side of the nose, darker shades on the side of the cheek, and darker shades down here, darker tonality down the arm there on the left-hand side. So how can we control that? Well, there are 3 ways that we can bring in what I like to call, well, not what I like to call, what is actually known as a fill light into the picture. The most expensive way that we can bring a fill light into the picture is by bringing in a second light. So if you've got loads of money, you want to buy a second light, and you can use that in combination with your main light, and we're going to do that now. So this is the fill light we're going to use. Is the Elinchron one with the upside down softbox on. Remember, I don't ever put a softbox on the right way. That's why I'm an Elinchron ambassador. I can't possibly follow basic rules. But this is the Elinchron one, and it's going to come in and it's going to be our fill light. Now each of these panoramic softbox, and I like the panoramic softbox because it gives me a wide spread of light. Each of these panoramic softbox has a tiny little screw inside that I can just undo there. And what that allows me to do is very, very easily and simply tighten it back up again and change the perspective of that softbox by 90 degrees. So I can have a softbox that works lengthways, I can have a softbox that works up and down here on the panoramic. The reason why I'm going for this one here, this way around, is it's just going to give me a more even distribution of light across the landscape of the portrait. Now I'm shooting this in landscape, so I want that even distribution of light to be across the subject. It's about a stop and a half less powerful than my main light. So all I really wanted to do is just kill in some of those shadows and some of that shadow detail on the side of the face, on the cheek, some on the arm, and just give a slight elevation to the portrait. And it's way, way, way above. I always place mine above where the subject is. So if we see where Mars is there, it's a good, maybe a foot higher, so that really it's going to be the feathered light here coming out of the side, not the direct light coming out of the main part of the light here, more of the soft light coming in just to add that fill in. This means because it's feathered, it's slightly less powerful, so we're working maybe on a 1:4 ratio with this light here. 2 stops less powerful than this light here. So we're working on a wider ratio, so we're just adding a little bit of light in, not really killing those shadows completely to give us flat lighting. I still want tonality within the portrait. Mars is going to do the same pose here with the same hand position, as you remember, I'm sure. Going to lean the head in there, nice and simple, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to see how that's elevated the portrait here. And there we have shadows that are no longer dark and a little bit more light in the whole portrait. If I want a little bit more fill light, the easiest thing for me to do is to dial up the power, or I can just move the light just a little bit closer there, and that's going to give us a little bit more power again. By moving the light closer, the inverse square law dictates that we have a slightly more powerful light source and a slightly softer light source as well. Same pose again there for me, 3, 2, and 1. Let's have a look at that one there. There we go, beautiful. Something a little bit different. But what if we haven't got a spare couple of £100, £300, £400 to spend on a second light? I feel you, I can hear you, that's fine. Well, the second way that we can bring in a fill light is by bringing in this. It's a poly board. I've got 2 in my studio. I've got big poly boards that are the size of a, well, look at this. They're the size of 1.5 miles is there, which means that we're going to get a lot of bounce back light coming back in. The closer I move the light, the closer I move the board to Mars, the more reflection I'm going to get in. My ones come with a black painted side if I want to kill the light, but this is the white painted side and I want the light to bounce back in. It's going to give me an even bounce back of light back in. And we can just leave this light in the same position here. So we've turned off our fill for this one and we're just going with the main light and this polyboard to bounce light back in. Same pose again there for me. Let's just see how that affects the portrait. She's straight into the pose now. She knows exactly what she's doing. That's beautiful. And that gives us a nice natural light bounced back in. Can't control it the same as you can with the fill light. By having a second fill light, you can control the placement of it, the direction of it, the power of it, all those sorts of things. But this is a nice way to get even more natural feel of light coming back in to the portrait. Once again, if we just take it away and just take one without, just to remind ourselves, we'll just do exactly the same again. 3, 2, 1, go, just to prove that there is a difference. And there we go, back to those darker edges. And there's definitely much more lightness in there as the light has come back in. But what if we haven't got 8 foot of space to bring a polyboard in and wheel around a massive studio? What if we're working, as I was for years, in a loft conversion in a very, very small studio space? We're going to bring in a Zoe just quickly, just to deliver something that you can buy online for around about £10. You can get it cheaper if you just go to Hobbycraft and buy a great big piece of white craft. Thank you very much, Zoe. Here it is. It's a white reflector. Search on eBay for 5-in-1 reflectors, because that's what this is. Gold side, silver side, black side, and a white side. The silver side and the black side are on the inside. You just unzip it and reverse it. It's also got a diffuser disc on the inside. But from this position here, I can grab hold of my reflector. I have got a bracket for this. I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to show you how you can use it with your hands, because with your hands it's much easier to control in the moment. Same pose again there for me. Coming in nice and close, and I can just bring this in here nice and close. Turn your head away from the light there for me, so over that way, that's perfect. Turn that hand up there for me if we can. And that light now is controlled, it's bouncing, and it's giving us nice bounce back light and filling in those shadows and elevating that face and elevating that tattoo for that shot there. If we wanted real control, we could bring a Zoe in completely. And if you do have a spare pair of hands, it's often good to do this. Zoe can just come in there and hold it nice and close, and now I can come back and use my full focal length to get a nice square, to get a nice compressed picture there. Back out just a little bit, Zoe, towards you. That's it, yeah, just there. Perfect. 3. Turn your head away from the light again there for me, Mars. Perfect. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Nice, simple use. There we go, of light there. Stunning. Thank you very much indeed, Zoe. You can go now. Thank you. She's off. So there's 3 ways to add a fill light to your portraits to elevate them and give them that more professional feel. You can bring in a flash unit and move it and attach different softboxes to it and experiment with it. You can use a big white polyboard if you want something that you can just leave there, not worry about, and have consistent control. Or you can just purchase a 5-in-1 reflector or just a white piece of card, and it'll all move light around and do it in exactly the same way. Mars, have you described your tattoo photography experience with us here today? How would you describe it in 3 words?
Fun.
Fun.
Unique.
Unique.
Bright.
And bright, that's what it's all about. It's all about controlling light with brightness. Look, there it is, nice and simple. If you've enjoyed this video, you can watch all the other ones on the channel. There's a host of content every Monday. I'll be producing a video for you that breaks down artificial light photography and how to make it simple, how to make it easy. I wish these videos were around when I started my photography journey 21 years ago. If you want more tailored courses, you can go to nofussmus.com. Subscribe, download our free posing guide, and you can download our courses there. We've got a 1 light course with 10 setups, a 2 light course with 10 setups, and a 3 light course with 10 setups where I guide you through the process of elevating your photography 1 light at a time. Say nice things, be kind to each other, tell other photography friends and groups about this channel, and as ever, all the very best.